Welcome back. The Karnataka Speaker UT Khader has sparked a major controversy after making a pitch. The National Highways Authority of India should introduce special lanes for MLAs and former MLAs. This is for a smooth movement. The pitch was made to the Public Work Department Minister, Satish Jarkioli, as well. After Congress MLA Abhay Prasad complained that he's often stopped at the toll plazas and asked to show his ID card. Well, that can be a pain. Meanwhile, another Congress MLA, Narendra Swamy, accused toll plaza officials of misbehaving with them. The BJP and the citizen activists have rained in fire on the Congress party, which championed the welfare politics ahead of elections and the run-up to elections during the campaigning, accusing the Grand Old Party of exposing its real VIP culture and the mindset after winning elections. After the outrage, you had Karnataka Speaker doing a U-turn, saying he meant that there is a need for emergency lanes and not separate lanes for netas. However, many activists have pointed out that such lanes exist and commuters use the FASTags for smooth traffic. Amid the infrastructure woes faced by the urban centres in the state for years, remember what Bengaluru faced. Is this a proposal of power trip that reeks of VVIP culture? We talk on Viewpoint tonight.
ಕರೆಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಲೈನ್ ವಿಐಪಿ ಲೈನ್ ಅವರ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಮಾಜಿ ಶಾಸಕ ಕೂಡ ಸೇರ್ಪಡೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು.
ये तो स्पीकर साहब की अध्यक्ष में एक सभा हो रहा है, उसमें चर्चा हो जाएंगे. अगर मेरा ख्याल से अभी ऑलरेडी वीआईपी लाइन है सेपरेटिज्म, सो अभी है बनाने की शायद जरूरत नहीं है.
Many of them they were arrested. They said, please give us a pass also. And this issue is there. And seniors ex-MLA told in the NHAI guidelines policy, where they have got already emergency and representative lane is there. In that MLAs and other names are specified. Ex-MLAs are not specified. We are also respected and dignified and and aged also. So for us also you should consider the request was there by your ex-MLAs.
In our government, these issues had come up, but we had never allowed any VIP culture. But however, it has come from the speaker. It's really surprising. And probably under the pressure of the Congress colleagues, he must have done it.
A government should be of the people, by the people and for the people. That's what Constitution says. But VIP culture has been rampant in our country. And today what the speaker said and then did a U-turn only reminds us of this VIP culture that continues to persist. We have a full panel joining us on the broadcast. But if you have a view, you can also call us live 0120-434-1895. Our lines are open. We'll try and include your view into the story tonight on Viewpoint. Joining us on the broadcast is Mr. Vijay Prasad, the spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP. Lavanya Balal from the Congress party is also with us on the broadcast. Shrikant Narasimhan, who's an activist, is with us on the show. And Professor Chandan Gaura, who's the professor at the Institute of Social and Economic Change, is also joining us on the broadcast. Lavanya, why don't you open the debate for us? I don't know how to put this across, but I found it absolutely absurd and reeking of a VVIP culture when you talk about a separate lane for the MLAs or netas in our country. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I agree with you that this VIP culture is getting out of hand in India across different states. We have seen this. And our Khader, Honorable Speaker, Mr. UT Khader, was speaking on behalf of MLAs from all parties and not just for Congress MLAs. If you look at his speech before he spoke today, if you look at the earlier speech also, he is asking that for MLAs and former MLAs. He does not say it is only for Congress MLAs. So he's asking that for all the MLAs and ex-MLAs. And like Satish Jarkioli, our PWD minister, made it very clear, yes, when a request is raised, we will look into the request. But he also very clearly said, we already have an emergency lane. In case of an emergency, anybody can use that. Having said that, I think it is time for the netas to be a little more sensitive and understand every day when they're traveling through the national highway, is an emergency, they can wait. And as far as our other MLA, Mr. Prasad Abhay, was upset that because he was stopped, and I think he's getting stopped at a particular toll booth every time. That is very surprising. That has to be checked because every MLA and MLC, if you notice, have a role.
One point. Lavanya, how is that any kind of valid caveat or any kind of plausible deniability if it is for all the MLAs? It does not matter. I ask this question to you as a journalist, not as somebody from the BJP. I'll take BJP also into the discussion. But the fact that Speaker chose to speak about the subject tells us that in some way he found it valid. And I'm questioning that wisdom of the Honorable Speaker as to how he can make a statement like that or a proposal like that. Secondly, if an MLA, one second, another point and then you can respond. If an MLA has to show his ID card multiple times at the toll booth plaza, what is the big deal about it? They can. All of us show our ID cards when we have to.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That's what I was coming to. If Prasad has to show his ID card multiple times, then he also should display the ID. Like I have seen a lot of leaders from different parties, their ID is shown, put there right there near the driver's side. And usually if it is an emergency, they pass the toll booth, the people see that and they are allowed to travel. Now, Khader sir's request is a little weird for me, especially because our CM has very clearly said, we do not want zero traffic for the CM's office, right?
Mr. Vijay Prasad, I want you to come into the discussion. It wasn't just for the Congress MLAs. It was for all the MLAs, and somehow that makes it more palatable. How do you see that?
MLAs cutting across the party lines. Finally, MLA is a common man who gets facilities from the taxpayers' money. Why should he be treated differently and be privileged and think it as an entitlement the moment he or she becomes MLA or MP? They forget they are the public servants. It is nauseating to see from the Congress side that one is asking for a separate line and to be treated like a VVIP. That means to say Congress, even after getting routed across the country, is yet to get out of autocratic or elitism mindset. See, Congress wants to bring up this status symbol where BJP ended this red beacon light culture. On one hand, we have PM who did away with the Lal Batti culture, red beacon light culture. On the other side, we have Congress who wants to bring back the elitism and entitlement culture. See, I was hearing the Congress spokesperson say it is childish to say MLA is being harassed at the toll plaza or toll gate by the staff. MLA will have his staff, gunmen and others, and in no way can be harassed.
Well, I believe this is a story that has concerned the people also. I completely agree with the point. I'll come to you, Lavanya. I'll come back to you.
No.
Yes, finish your point, Vijayji. Then I want to take in two callers. Yes.
Now, almost all toll plaza across the country has fast tags. And you can, whether you are a VVI, whether you are a minister or a common man, you can exit all the toll plazas within seconds.
I agree with the word that you used. It's nauseous to make an observation like that. I quickly want to take one caller, then I'll bring in two other guests on the broadcast. We have Aman from Jaipur. Aman, what are your thoughts? Quickly, please.
My thought is that VIP culture is a historical truth and it continues to be in practice in present time. After the power and position, majority of the people, they feel they are the VIP and they should be treated differently. There is a disparity in the society, entire India, we can see there are another issue. The irony of the present day is that the ruler or the politician do not address the real issues. They want only the VIP culture. And majority of them, like the present case or anywhere there may be 100 cases, they are believing that should be given VIP treatment, but they should not be asked about the real issue.
Yeah, the sense of entitlement. Why should I show my identity card? You might have to. Professor Chandan Gaura, please come into this. How do you see the statement? How do you see the statement that came from the speaker? He explained his position, U-turn of sorts, but the mere suggestion that there should be a special lane for the netas.
Like others have noted, the special lanes already exist. And if you have used them, you know that they're really not very special in the sense anyone can use it, really. They're open to all. But the speaker, it looks like, has responded under some quick pressure, because two MLAs complaining, he must have immediately said, this is what we should do. It's clearly not the best thing he could have done under the circumstances, but we know the context. But like one of the other panelists said, the chief minister, the first thing he did the very next day after becoming CM was to say, I don't want traffic, zero traffic corridors or whatever.
Yeah.
That was a signal of sorts to saying that we should do away with these kinds of perks that inconvenience the public. And I think, so therefore, I think the speaker ought to have also been mindful of that precedent.
Yeah.
But be that as it may, this occasion is too small, but since we have a national debate on this, we may as well now use the occasion to ask in what ways can the VIP culture, quote unquote, be undone slowly, constructively, meaningfully.
What is your suggestion, Professor? How can that be undone? I believe unless we have the sense of outrage at the sort of comments that were made today, we won't begin to see the change.
Yeah, no, I think it's an occasion to reflect. And I think the VIP culture has been going on and it's reflected. Even in the airport, you'll find special lanes for VIPs. These are obvious things.
Yeah.
But there are so many ways in which our politicians are extraordinarily privileged.
Yeah.
And some of which is inevitable, comes with the job. But some of it can be done away with. And I think those things will need to be worked on.
Mr. Shrikant Narasimhan, through the year, we have covered this story from Bengaluru and different urban centers in the state of Karnataka, where urban infrastructure is a huge problem. I'm not saying that the present government in the state of Karnataka is not doing anything about it. That's a priority that the Chief Minister has underlined. But this discourse and the words that were uttered by the speaker today and the suggestion of certain Congress MLAs or the complaints, quote unquote, that they made, they're not palatable, they're nauseating, as the BJP rightly said.
Absolutely. The very fact that a topic like this is being taken up for discussion by the speaker in the assembly, it might have been in response to one or two MLAs' demands or pressures. It doesn't matter. The fact that such a topic is even being taken up for discussion in the assembly shows the depths to which our governance levels have fallen. The city is faced with a myriad of problems. Traffic not being the least of those. There are a whole host of problems to be solved. I don't see any discussion happening there. We have introduced free bus rides for women in the city. We don't have enough buses. We need bus lanes for the city and more buses. I don't see any discussion happening on that.
That's a very important point.
We need cycle lanes for the city. We don't have any discussion on that. But somehow, a special lane for MLAs is worthy of a discussion in assembly. Absolutely outrageous, absolutely ridiculous. And through discussions and debates like these, I hope that these discussions are not even brought up for any kind of...
We hope. I also hope that as a journalist that I don't have to debate all of this, and this is beyond a debate, and I think all of us on the panel, including Lavanya, agrees on that. Before I go back to the Congress party, I quickly want to take one caller, Lavanya, then I'll come back to you. We have Colonel GTS Work from Mohali. He has something to say. Colonel, please go ahead. Quickly make your point, sir.
Thanks.
Good evening.
Thanks. The most important thing we all must understand is the security. We have one of the finest systems now which has started so far, toll barriers and toll these roads are concerned. These are acting as a fantastic security, check providers also. So the name of VIPs or differentiating ourselves differently from these, I think they should not be given any exclusive rights as regards security is concerned.
Okay.
They have sufficient money. They have sufficient money in the departments. They should put, whether he's a VIP or whether he's a police car, a fast tag must be put. Once we put the fast tag on these people, they will be part of us only, and they will start realizing
and you're right, Colonel. If we have a proper infrastructure mechanism in this country, we will not need this culture. Lavanya, please go ahead. I'm sure you have a lot of points that you want to retort.
Yes, Anusha, I would like to remind the BJP of the VIP culture that they were accusing the Congress of. Sir, it was your MP from Bengaluru South, Mr. Tejasvi Surya, who accidentally apparently opened the exit door, which delayed the flight by 2 hours, and we had the entire union government ministry coming to his defense. Anusha, I agree with you. The VIP culture has to stop, no matter who makes the request. And I would also like to remind the BJP spokesperson, he is the speaker for all parties, not just Congress party right now. But if you're refuting it, sir, that's good.
I'll come back to you, sir. Vijayji, I'll come back to you. Let her make her point. I'll come back to you. Yes.
Yeah. Bomai sir was the CM of the state. It was your Mahadevpura MLA, the former MLA's daughter, who threatened the cops on the road, sir, saying, do you know who am I? Do you know who my father is? So please, sir, when you're pointing fingers at Congress for making a request, right?
But Lavanya, there was something constructive that was said by Mr. Narasimhan. Professor Ghosh also pointed out some things, and he said that there are problems of buses in the state right now. You know, free bus passes were given by the Chief Minister. Great, you did that thing. But right now there's a problem of public infrastructure. There's a problem of roads and urban infrastructure. No discussion on that.
No, Anusha, there is no discussion on why after 45 days, after 50 days, we do not have a leader of opposition in Karnataka. This has happened for the first time.
We covered that story. We covered that story extensively, and we asked the questions to the BJP. But I'm afraid that the working of the government is far more important than the working of the opposition. Yes. Sir, please go ahead, make your point. I want Vijayji to come into the discussion.
See, Anusha, Congress has been routed across the country. Okay, they think winning Karnataka is winning like India, winning India. So that is not the case. So it was BJP who
Lavanya, I'll come back to you.
Elitist view, elitist culture, and Lal Bhakti culture, red light beacon culture, and now Congress wants to bring back the old memories after winning Karnataka, and this will not be the case. People will not like this VVIP culture, status symbol culture, and Congress wants to live with that. That means to say that the mindset of the Congress has not changed at all. What have they learned over the years?
All right, Lavanya. I will take a couple of callers also, but a quick response from Lavanya. I have last few minutes on the show. Yes, Lavanya.
Yes. I'd like to remind Mr. Vijay Prasad, sir, you were routed out of Karnataka, you were routed out of Himachal Pradesh. So please remember that when you keep talking about other parties being routed out of this LD state or out of the country, sir.
All right.
You talk about the elitist culture,
that political debate aside, I think one thing we all can agree with, Lavanya, that this VVIP culture needs to go, and more importantly, the speaker was not morally correct in making the suggestion that he did. I want to take one last caller as we close this debate, and that's for all the panelists to hear what people think. Jai is calling us. Jai, what are your thoughts? Quickly, please.
Yeah, Anusha, first of all, I think that this whataboutery of Congress spokesperson is ridiculous. Secondly, if she says that the speaker is speaking for everyone, did he take a vote, like a voice vote or anything, that before raising this issue, that everyone is in agreement of this?
All right,
thirdly, if the MLA has to show his ID card, it's only because he doesn't want to pay. If he has if he pays like everyone else, if he has that ID on his
I will close this debate with what I began with, and that's all the time that I have. I want to thank you all, Lavanya Balal, Mr. Vijay Prasad, Narasimhan, and Professor Chandan Kaura for joining us on the broadcast. Our government, or the people, the ministers, the MLAs, it's a government for the people, by the people, and of the people. And the VVIP culture, the entire culture of entitlement needs to go from this country. That's what the Prime Minister said. Interestingly, the State Chief Minister also highlighted this when he assumed office in the state of Karnataka. Well, we talk about that story and much more. It's a wrap on this edition of Viewpoint. Thank you so much for watching.